Hey folks, how's it going? This is Mike here for another video update, vloggy thingy, live stream, YouTube, But I thought I'd basically sit here and do this and talk and discuss something that is near and dear and close to my heart, in a sense. A lot of it is because of the fact that as a adult, as a human being, as someone who's been through it himself, suicide is a big thing. And it's a big thing because of the fact that we as human beings tend to drift from it. It's something that's taboo. We don't speak of it. If someone's going through something, we don't talk about it. And it's a shame. And I'm going to discuss my experiences and discuss what I was going through my head so you can get a better kind of perspective in it. And I also want to discuss it because there was an individual who recently passed by the name of Chester Bennington, aka Chester from Linkin Park. He was also in the band Dead by Sunrise and did other projects as well, and it's a shame. The thing that I want to point out is the hypocrisy as well of people, because of the fact I feel like the internet themselves, especially people on Facebook and people on Twitter, were saying very nasty things about Chester, and I think we'll talk about that first before we go into my experiences, because it needs to be said. You don't know what's going on in a person's mind, You don't. I don't know what's going in your mind. You don't know what's going in my mind. No one knows what's going in anybody else's mind. If someone's got troubles and they have issues, the thing that I hear from people a lot, especially friends, are don't talk about your problems. Don't go out on social media and tell everybody what's been going on. Don't tell anybody when you're crying for help, because that's not the right thing to do. And as an actor, you're not supposed to tell everybody that you suffer from depression and anxiety and that you have issues. As somebody who's a YouTuber or whatever, you're not supposed to tell anybody what's going on. And it's a bad thing and a bad stigma that we as a society have placed on ourselves. We sat there and just went, hey, I can go around and do this and do what I like, but I can't literally talk about these crippling issues that make me feel like I want to kill myself. And it's deplorable, and especially with those people as well. Like, one of the big things that irks me yesterday, I had to take a break off of Facebook because of it. Because he's rich, he doesn't have real world problems. To each and every person who says that, I want to give you a great big fuck you. Like, literally. How can you say that about an individual? Just because he's rich, he doesn't have real world problems. Depression and suicide hits everybody. It affects everyone. It doesn't matter if you're up here or down here. Everyone has issues in their life. Everyone is struggling to survive. I know I struggle to get out of bed every day. I struggle to get out of bed and actually even try and do anything. I suffer from severe anxiety and depression. You guys have been there. You've been through everything that I've been through. If you've watched this channel and you see what I've been up to, you see all the shit that I go through. And you don't sit there and go, well, you should get out of bed. Why are you even bothering, like, fucking having anxiety? Just suck it up. You wouldn't do that to me, and no one should do that to him. And that's probably one of the reasons why he took his own life, because no one was there. He had no one to talk to. He had nobody to even freaking discuss his problems and his mental faculties. He had people who loved him who didn't know the struggle he was going through. And the fact that we basically sit there and go, oh, well, just because he's rich? Come on, guys. The one thing I love about the internet and about people is the freedom for intelligent people to converse and express themselves. It's the issue that I have with it, and thank you, Retro Live Roadshow. I understand that totally. It's people have crippling anxiety and depression every time. And here's a trade secret of mine, by the way. I have crippling anxiety and depression. I haven't touched this channel. Well, I've been on and off this channel for a couple of weeks, and a lot of reasons behind that is because of the fact that I've been acting. I've been going out and doing some films, television, acting, doing stand-up comedy as well now to try and get through that crippling anxiety and channel myself into doing something positive. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit at home and go stir crazy, And a lot of that hurts and it affects us in many ways. You know, every time I finish an acting job or finish doing stand-up, I come home and I feel like I want to die. I literally feel like I want to, because I'm shaking and I'm staying up all night and I can't think and process, and I just get really down because I'm like, oh my God, did I just do that? I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be in this great place with these great people. I don't deserve to be here. And it happens a lot to every one of us. And this is the problem. Instead of talking about it, people shun it like it's wrong, like it's a disease, you know? And it is a disease, but it's a disease that affects everyone. I think probably 80% of my friends on Facebook all suffer from the same issues that I suffer from, their crippling anxiety and depression. And it's a big thing, a very big thing. Once I'm on stage, I'm fine. In the camera lens, though, it's like all judging eyes, portal savagery in the internet. Well, for me, it's both. It's pretty much the same. I'm fine when I'm in front of the camera. I'm fine when I'm basically on television. I'm fine on the stage. It's when I get off that it just hits. It's like you have to be up here, and then you go down there, and it sucks. And that's the thing. You know, we all have been there. We've all been through these same issues. And what Chester went through shouldn't have happened. He should have seen someone. I agree. He shouldn't have taken his own life. It was selfish. But sometimes when you go through that, all you can think about is that you're not worth shit to anyone and that the world would be better without you. And you take that step. And it's a big, big step. It's actually quite funny because today, this day, on the 21st of July last year, I committed suicide. I took my own life. I chose to take my own life. And I was almost there. I was almost there if it wasn't for me posting a message on my Facebook page saying goodbye to people. And I had a couple of friends who were very proactive. I had Xander Scullion, if you know who Xander is. He basically was talking me down. I was hanging from a rope with my phone in my hand, and he was talking me down. I had Cliff Chapman. He's another actor friend of mine, and he's currently doing some like podcasts and theatre plays and stuff. He talked me down. He was trying to help. And then you had another actress by the name of Muji. She basically went out of her way, found where I was at the time, called the police, got them to come into the house, break in, and cut me down. And a lot of people said that was way selfish of you. How dare you? How dare you do that to people that you love? How dare you do that to everybody? I was suffering, and I felt like no one gave a shit. I was going through so much. My life was in dismay, you know. Everybody that I knew kind of didn't want to talk to me because I was going through a major breakup at the time where I was being manipulated and told that the person still loved me despite the fact they were pursuing another relationship with another person. I had social workers and social services threatening every day to take my kids away and calling me the worst father on the planet. I had an ex-wife who kept filing police charges, including one where I had to go down to the police station because I allegedly raped her. By the way, none of these charges stuck because there was no evidence, like there never is. And that's, yeah, it's right, it's a momentarily mistake. It's that so easy to make when you're in the bottom of a pit, and unfortunately, it's a mistake that you cannot rectify, and it's true. And that's the problem. We don't mean to go out and do this. We don't do it for attention. It's not an attention-seeking thing. It's not, I want to kill myself because I want everyone to see me do it. I wanted to get rid of my pain. I wanted to get rid of all the issues and all the ills that I had. I wanted to get rid of my suffering. I wanted a fresh start, and I didn't know how to have a fresh start. I still don't have a fresh start. I'm still stuck in the same rut that I am, but I'm trying to find my own way out of it and living one day at a time. It's the only way I can process things. I had no control. And it's what really pissed me off is the fact that so many people go through the same exact thing, and instead of looking out for them, we judge them, you know? Fuck you, trying to take your own life. I have no empathy for you. And as someone who doesn't believe in religion, to people who do that and who are religious believers and they believe in Christianity or Hinduism or whatever the fuck they believe in, look at yourselves, man. Someone's crying out for help. They don't need a professional. They need you. They need their friends. They need their family. They need their loved ones. And sometimes the people who don't talk are the ones that suffer the most. And it pisses me off watching this shit and watching every time someone dies. You have the lot who sit there and like, we're really upset and feel really down. And then you have the other side who sit there and go, well, they should never have done it in the first place. Oh, life must be fucking peachy for you. You know, you must have so much self-control. Your life must be amazing. You know, oh, boo-hoo, he's rich. Fuck him. It's not the way it should be. And it kind of what bugs me about this entirety of this situation is he was well known. He was a good person. He did humanitarian work. He worked with others. He did benefit shows for his friends to make sure that they had enough money for their families when people passed away, or that when people needed operations, that they would get their stuff done. He always dedicated himself to those he loved, but he basically couldn't take it anymore. He was suffering. And it's annoying. I'm going to tell you about my situation with Chester, like, because I met him once, and I met him when I was doing something really stupid. I went and got hooky tickets to a Linkin Park concert. I bought them from a scalper with one of my friends, and this was back in 2001 when I knew no better. And I basically got into the concert, got my way to the front row, helped this young girl give Chester Bennington a hug. You know, it's one of those things that you can never understand until you go through. It's such a stigma against speaking about it. Yeah, and I agree with you. And I agree. That's why I keep speaking about it, because I'm sick and tired of people saying that it's wrong to talk about it. It's wrong to talk about this stuff. So yeah, my story with Chester is I basically went to the front row. I gave this girl to Chester Bennington to give him a hug, and I gave him a hug, and I held his hand, and I said, "You are one of the most amazing human beings on the planet." He went, "No, it's all about you. You and everyone here who's contributed and helped me through my life and who gives me purpose." He loved his fans, and I love when people are like, well, he backstabbed his fans. He didn't fucking backstab anyone. He loved everybody. He loved everyone so much. But there's so much pain going on in the world, man. So much happening. So much stupid that you sit there and you think that you're the only intelligent person in the room, because when you listen to people and their fucking arguments and the fact that they want to be butt raped like 20 times a day, it's fine. You know, you have people who are convicted pedophiles being praised. It's the worst thing in the world because you feel like you're useless. And we must understand that and understand the way that these people are going through in their mind and how truly sick they are. And I don't mean sick in a way of like, oh my God, they're so sick. I mean sick as in they suffer so much. And it's sad, you know, being someone who suffers through it himself. I made my way out of the tunnel because someone somewhere out there in the universe, because I believe in the universe, basically didn't want me to go. And I had some great people around me who made sure that I didn't go before my time. And it bugs me watching this and watching so many people comment and say nasty things about the guy. Like, do you really even know him? Have you ever met the guy? Have you actually personally talked to him? It's also like the Juwario instance. Remember Juwario? I think most of you probably know who Juwario is. Justin Juwario Carmichael. He was going through financial problems. He was going through the point where his relationship was failing. He didn't know what to do, and he shot himself. And as people, we had a lot of people who got behind him and said, you know, that's wrong. But no one ever offered him an ear to talk to when he needed it. You know? No one offered him. All these people who sat there like Angry Joe, who did that fake-ass fucking video that he monetized. That made me despise that man so much. And spoke about his love for Justin when he didn't even know the fucking guy. He wouldn't even help him. And it bugged me. And I thought after that situation, you know, after that whole issue that happened, there would be something else, you know, that we would, yeah, you're not stupid video. That's all that takes me to this day. That gets me right in here. And I remember him fondly. I remember how much of a good guy he was and how awesome he was as a human being. And I felt that when it came down to people like Juwario, people like Chester, even people like Chris Cornell, who took his own life, These guys suffer for so long and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to cry out. They don't know how to ask for help. And yes, there is a lot of strength in asking for help, but sometimes you don't want to bother people. You feel like you're a burden. On the last days of my life, I felt like a burden that I didn't, no one wanted to know. I wanted to cry out and I wanted to say something and I couldn't. And that comes with the territory, doesn't it? You have so many people hating others, not caring, being bullies, being famous for being bullies. People like Anita Sarkeesian out there who gets so much praise for defending women, right? There was no one out there to defend the people who suffer from the anxiety and depression of this world. There's no one out there who defend these people for their ills and who are there to help and talk and show them the love and compassion that they deserve. And it sucks. It sucks that I have to keep doing this video every year, it seems, talking about this, because no one else does. Everyone else who tries to talk about it sits there and goes, go and talk to a hotline, get help. You don't want a hotline. You don't want to talk to some stranger on the phone. You want to talk to someone who can show you some compassion, someone who's a friend, someone who loves you and understands what you're going through. After I tried to take my life, I threw myself back into this channel, back into the work that I did, back into YouTube. It was my way to kind of cleanse myself and start again, in a way. And that's the thing. I had something to throw myself into, and I didn't talk to people for a while. I think Xander was the only person who came back to me and went, "You're a fucking moron. I hated what you did." But he didn't try and shun me and say he didn't want to be my friend anymore. He just told me that he hated what I did and that I was being selfish and that he wanted to hit me. But he also told me that he loved me, and I think that's something we don't say to each other enough anymore. It's like, do you notice how manly everyone is now? You've got to have a six-pack abs, have fucking man tits, have the newest hairstyle, look sexy, but you can't say to another grown man, I love you. Or grown woman, I love you, and not feel like it's fucking that you want to fuck them, We're in a society now where people do not give a fuck about other people's feelings. Because why should I? You're on a computer screen. Why should I give a fuck about you? I'll tell you why. Because I'm just like you. We all bleed the same. Despite how certain people think about my certain choice of sexual lifestyle, I bleed the same. You bleed the same. Just because I'm browner than you are, we still bleed the same. We still have the same feelings, the same anxieties. I was bullied from when I was a kid. Beaten up daily. I went home, got smacked around by my dad because he didn't know how to be a dad. Got married and got abused by a woman who thought that she was entitled to, She was entitled to treat me like shit because I'm a man. And she's a woman and she could play a victim. And to this day, she plays that victim. And it bugs me to see how, I remember being at the police station when I was arrested recently and kept in a holding cell. Love you too, bud. And I agree. You are one of the realest guys I've met, and most of the people here are the realest people that I met. The whole damn fucking gaming community is the realest people. I love Larry Bundy. He is a fucking amazing human being, despite the fact that most people who are famous on YouTube don't like him. I love him. He's a great dude. He's never turned his back on anyone. Daniel Mark Ibbison, a.k.a. Slopes Game Room, I love him. The Pieces Retro Roadshow, Xander Scullion, Power Metal Gamer, Tag O'Callahan. I love that guy too. Despite the fact he's been off of Facebook for a while, I love the dude. He's a great guy. He's hilarious to be around as well. And I love each and every person out there who watches me, who talks to me, who listens to me, and who shares their experiences with me. I can't help the world, and that's the truth. I'm not the richest guy in the world. If I was the richest man in the world, if I was a billionaire, any person who came to me and said, I needed money, I would help you. I would give you whatever you needed. I would give you a home. I've said this on my Facebook, and I'll say it now. Once I'm in a better place, once I'm in LA, once I have my home, I will open my home up to anybody who needs it. If you give me a message on Facebook and say, hey, I need a hot place to stay, come and crash with me. I'll buy a 4-bedroom house, and I'll make sure each and every one of you can crash with me rent-free. I don't give a fuck. And you know the reason why I don't give a fuck? Because it's material shit. I give a fuck about each person in the world. I give a fuck about the guys and the girls out there who need my help, who just want someone to talk to. I had someone recently talking about her depression and how she had no one to talk to. I messaged her and just went, hey, I don't know you, but talk to me. We don't take time for anyone else anymore. It's all about us now, you know. Fuck that guy and fuck it, what else? I definitely will do Retro Roadshow. I definitely will do. We have guys like the Happy Console Gamer who sits there and talks about anxiety and depression, but will block people if they say anything negative about him or his ongoings, and will distance himself from people because they're not cool enough for him. You've got so many of these guys who preach about suicide and talk about the fact that being suicidal is a bad thing, and that, you know, if you need someone to talk to, they won't open their fucking door to you. They won't talk to you. They see you as something where they can monetize their channel off of. That's it. I'm not like that. And I'm never going to be like that. I'm not that kind of person. I remember people used to sit there and say to me, hey, Mike, why don't you be a bit more rough and a bit more, like, aggressive with people? I remember once I opened my home to a guy who had nowhere to live. And I just said to him, hey, can you just do me a favor, help me pay half the rent, and you take the place. He stopped paying the rent and then turned it into a fucking dive. And I still trust people, and I would still give my home for you. I would still give you a place in my room. I would give you a place on my sofa. I would give you a place in my place. I don't care about menial things. This is nice to have, but it doesn't mean anything in the long run, you know? I don't care about that stuff. I just care about people. You, your friends, your family. I care about how you're doing. And some people may look at it and think that I'm a negative motherfucker who you just don't really want to be any associated with, and that's fine. But show, you know, if you see someone who is suffering, show them some love. Don't sit there and go to a doctor. People don't want to hear that shit. They want you to respond, and they want you to talk to them. And you can tell who the people are that just basically sit there and fake and act phony. Hello, Sonny B. Sonny B's behind me. And you know who the ones are that don't. But talk. If you've got time to spare, talk to people. You know? It's you, like, straight up. I listen to that shit every day. You know, I was listening to a song that Linkin Park made that showed me Chester's mindset, in a sense, in the way that he was feeling. It's called Leave Out All the Rest. And the lyrics go, when my time comes, I regret the world that I've done. Help me fuck. I'm drawing a blank. It goes, please don't shake me. Let me just find the lyrics. Never had that happen before. Probably because of the anxiety and sleep depression. Here we go. Alright, it's from the album Minutes to Midnight. And it's called Leave Out All the Rest. And it goes, I dreamed I was missing. You were so scared. But no one would listen because no one else cared. After my dreaming, I woke up with this fear. What am I leaving when I'm done here? So if you're asking me, I want you to know. When my time comes, forget the wrong that I've done. Help me leave behind some reasons to be missed. Don't resent me. When you're feeling empty, keep me in your memories. Leave out all the rest. Leave out all the rest. Think about how hard that is. To not know that the guy was suffering, you know. The forgetting all the hurt inside you learn to hide so well, pretending someone else can come and save me from myself. I can't be who you are. I can't be who you are. And that's the truth. No one is the same inside. No one can be normal like people keep telling him to be. Just smile. If you smile, it's all going to get better. Totally going to get better. I know you're suicidal, but if you smile, it will get better. They say that a laughing clown sometimes have the biggest tears. Yeah, reminds me of not wanting to say anything because no one wants to hear it anyway. What kind of human being would sit there and say that to you? Why don't people want to talk anymore? There's like feelings and emotions. You can't have feelings and emotions, man. If you have feelings and emotions, then you're not going to do good at anything, really, are you? You're not going to be a great actor because you've got feelings and emotions. You can't be a man suffering the same as a woman does because you don't have the same feelings and emotions. You can't be a man of color living in a white man's world because you don't have the same feelings and emotions. It doesn't work that way. Sadly, we all have feelings and emotions and we all suffer the same. We have different problems, and sometimes it's great to vent, to talk, to discuss things. I try to a lot, but I hate all the bullshit and negative stigma around. Well, if you talk about it, then people are going to know, and then people are going to know. Why are people knowing about all your business? Okay, what are you doing? Oh, he's run off now. I have, because of this office is cat friendly, I have cats running around this office all the time. This is why this situation kind of hits me close to home with Chester. Because at the same time, like a day before, he did what he did a day before I did what I did. And it's hard. It's hard to comprehend that someone with so much talent wants to rid the world of that, but you can tell he was suffering. Listen to any of his songs. This guy wanted to rid the world of himself because he felt like he wasn't important. He tried everything to make everyone happy, and he felt that he wasn't good enough. So, I'm going to say this again, because I say this every year, and for most people, they're probably not going to hear it and go, oh, I'm not going to take him up on it. But I'm going to say it anyway. If you need to talk, come and talk to me. If you need my help, come find me. If you are starving and you don't have any money for food, let me know and I will see if I can help. I don't have much, but what I have, I will give to you. You have so many people preaching the word of Christ, and none of these people will sit there and do anything that Jesus would do. That's a fucking fact. Or preaching the word of Buddha, or preaching the word of Muhammad. And none of these people will do what these people in these books would do. Jesus was supposed to be someone who hung out with prostitutes. And again, allegedly, because, I may get some of this wrong, I'm paraphrasing. He allegedly hung out with prostitutes and thieves and accepted everyone for who they were. He wanted to help. He turned water into wine. He used fish and multiplied fish and bread in order to feed the masses. And there are people out there who won't even fucking open up their own homes to those in need, or won't even give someone friendship or an ear when they're suffering. And the reason why they won't do that, because all they care about is themselves. I have no issue with a person's religious beliefs. I have no issue with a person's standing on things. But I do have an issue when someone sits there and tries to say that others don't matter because all that matters is them and their family. That's fine. You're trying to protect your own. That's okay. But I'm sorry, you're wrong. Everyone matters. That little boy in the corner shop matters. That child on the street matters. That person, that adult who is trying to make their way but is suffering inside and trying to battle against their demons matters. And you matter, because you matter to me. I'm agnostic, but you matter to me. I don't discriminate against colour, gender, or whatever it is. I don't give a shit if you've got a pair of balls underneath your skirt. Doesn't matter to me. All that matters is the person in front of me. And if you're suffering and you need to talk and you've basically got to the point where you need someone, I'm here. What was that as the song goes? If you need me, call me. And that's it. Call my name, man. I'm just some guy trying to face the world and face the world's challenges. A man who has lost his children, who is trying to find a way to make the world a better place, little by little. I have not much to give, but I have a very big heart. And that's all you can do. And I wish more people were like Xander, were like Cliff, more people were like Muji. And I can name like a lot of people right now who I've been talking to who have been great people. One of the most positive influences on my life is an actress known as Maggie Maddock. She's one of my good friends. I love her to pieces. I think she is the cutest and funniest person in the world. My best friend Nifia Ajif, she's amazing. She's a survivor herself when it comes to dealing with an abusive person. And she's always been there for me and always given me love and appreciation and her undivided attention when she needs it. We've got people on here as well who watch my stuff, who basically, like Tonya, I don't know what your screen name is. You've left a comment, but I don't know what your screen name is. I'll find it. I'll put links on their channels as well. She's amazing. She screams at Resident Evil 7 videos, but she's hilarious. You've got guys like Doug Walker, who, and one thing, there's some of his content I don't like, some of his content I think is hilarious. But he tries his best to do charity shout-outs and help people with depression and anxiety. And I think in a world where we look at people, we look at the comedians, we look at the clowns, we look at the actors, and people who entertain us, and we forget that these people are people too. And I think you need to, and I don't just mean celebrities, I mean for everybody, even the person down the street who looks at you funny, you need to look at that person and think, that's a person too. I know life is hard. We all go through hard times, man. And like, you know, it's me, oh no. Tartot of Darkness, there you go. Does it? Tater-tot of Darkness. Tater-tot of Darkness. There. Tater-tot of Darkness. She's, yeah, make sure you check her YouTube channel out. She's actually really funny at screaming at stuff. But yeah, it's the way it goes. If you have a voiceover artist that you like, if there's a person that you idolize, if there's someone who you love so dearly, who's your favorite actor, you have like the actor from Supernatural, Jared Padalecki, I think his name is. He goes through depression, anxiety, and he lets everybody know about it. And I think Christopher Eccleston even talked about his battle. You can't look at everybody and think they're not suffering like I'm suffering, because they are. And I guarantee you, I've gone through some hell over the past, 5 years? But I'm still standing. And a lot of the reason why I'm still standing is because of each and every one of you. For the people who watch my content and give me a reason to create, for those who've talked to me, and even when I've had a quick word, when they're too busy to do anything else. For those who show me so much love and support, for the Larry Bundys out there, who when everybody turned their back on me and called me a piece of shit because I had an opinion, Larry stood there and called me a great bloke and defended me, which is a big thing. When I had people calling me a pile of garbage and saying that I should not be on YouTube because I say things against Alpha Omega Sin, or I say things against Angry Joe and blah, blah, blah. There were people out there who would defend me and call me a great guy, like Daniel Mark Ibbison, like Xander, who would just sit there and go, Mike is just, he's Mike. I'm very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a card carrier for the Heart and the Sleeve Club. I'm very emotional. I'm very intense when people meet me. Sometimes I can give you a lot of love. Sometimes I give you a lot of hate. It's who I am. But I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm done apologizing to people for my flaws. I'm tired of talking to people and telling them that I'm sorry for being who I am because I don't meet your standards. And I think we've got to stop putting people and judging them to a certain standard and show them the same value that we show ourselves. And just listen. If you can't give someone money, if you can't give someone your time, give them your ear. That's all you need to do. I want to hear your stories. Leave a comment below and tell me how you've dealt with your depression, how you dealt with your anxieties, how you dealt with your life and your ills, you know? I want to know because you're important to me. And I will take my time and I will read through the comments and I will discuss them with you. I will message you, I'll friend request you if you haven't added me on Facebook yet. And I would love to hear your story. Because, believe it or not, hey everyone, Moa, believe it or not, each and every one of you mean the world to me. Because each and every one of you is who makes me me. I loved what my drama teacher, Mr. Paul Woodward, used to say, that human beings are a tissue of textuality. So we have layers, we're like an onion, you've got all these layers and layers and layers of a human being, you know. And being an emotional human being who has a lot of love to give and a lot of heart and deals with these intense fears, anxieties, and have dealt with abuse in your lives, it's not a bad thing. Being who you are isn't a bad thing. Suffering in silence is a bad thing. Because it leads to stuff like suicide, and you deny the world of how beautiful you can be. Because you are a beautiful person. I try to make others happy. Doing this helps me feel appreciated and less like something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. You're a human being. And I think you're awesome. So there you go. When we always talk, I think you're amazing. And the same goes for each and every one of you guys. You know, Stephen Richards, Retro Unlim, he wants to try and create something big from the whole Emu Unlim thing. He's got great intentions. Top bloke. An amazing guy. Despite our differences of opinions and the fact that he disowned me as a friend, John Latimer, aka I've forgotten what his fucking channel's called. He's a top bloke too, you know. Stephen Horton, we've had our disagreements, and he's always been a great guy. You know, that's my mum, if you probably heard that in the background. He's an amazing dude. Dave Wade, Lawn Boys Post 1975. He is a guy that I call the measuring stick of any human being. Dave Wade will give you the shirt off his back, the money out of his pocket, and he will give you everything. Everything. And all he ever asks is for your friendship and your time to talk. Me and Dave, we never saw eye to eye on shit. He's a huge conservative. I'm very much an idealist. I'm not left, but I'm more kind of, I believe in people, and I believe we can do great things together. And we never agree on anything, but we share a mutual love and respect for one another. And anytime I'm feeling down, I will go to Dave and I'll talk. Anytime each and every one of you are feeling down, yeah, I agree. Dave is one of the best YouTubers out there. He's like Steve Benway in a sense, you know? Dave is an amazing guy. And he will literally give you everything. He suffers from severe anxiety and depression, and he's got like this huge issue going on with himself at the moment. He has a hole in his stomach, and he's trying to get it fixed. He's depressed because the love of his life lives across the pond. He lives here in the UK, and he keeps trying to work and work and work and work and work in order to find a way to make life resemble something. And it pisses me off, the amount of shit Dave gets from people about, one, his content, about, two, his friendship with me, because apparently a lot of people, who I'm not going to name names, give him shit for being friends with me. Dave has never. If someone sat there and went, Dave Wade's a cunt, I'd be like, yeah, well, I don't believe that. Because he's not. Lawn Boys Post 1975 is one of the nicest and realest peoples I've ever met on YouTube. Steve Benway as well. Steve Benway is a gem of a human being. He's a gem of a human being. Huge leftist. Great human being and someone I love to pieces. And again, is a guy who deals with severe anxiety and depression, and he works his way through life and he tries to be as positive as he can. A lot of guys here do, and I think the problem right now with the way that the community works is everyone wants to be like the bigger guys who shut people out and close off their comment sections, and they don't want to hear people talk, but yet everyone's screaming to be heard at the same time. And I think everyone here who does everything, who does everything for YouTube and all their content, I feel like sometimes they get lost in this big ball of what YouTube is, because YouTube now is just, it's turned to shit. Gone are the days of the Philip DeFrancos who go out there and really care about their viewers. And open are these people who just want to take advantage of you and use you as a way that television companies do. Television companies don't want to talk to you. They want to create content for you to watch and digest, so they can get the next TV show out, or the next reality TV show where someone's drinking like fucking crazy, Yeah, and it does. Talking and listening go a long way. And I think now, what I would say to any person out there, I want to pass this on. I want you guys, and this is going to be a hard one. Let's see if we can trend this and do one video about your experiences with dealing with depression and anxiety when you were at your lowest of lows. Because I want to know what exactly you've been going through. And see if we can get people to tag. Get people to speak about it. Because I think we need to talk about this. And I know YouTube doesn't monetize videos where you talk about this. Here's an idea. Take a shot in the arm. Don't monetize it. But I've promised myself from now on, I'm going to be an open book. You want to talk to me? I'm going to be an open book. If you want to know what my intentions are, I'm an open book. If you think that I'm some dodgy, creepy-ass guy who's going to basically do nasty things to you, just ask me, because I'm an open book. And I think that's what we need to do. Let's share. Let's take this opportunity to share this, because I think it's great. I'm a big fan. I may lose my Pepsi sponsorship, but I've never had a Pepsi sponsorship, so. But I'm a big fan of sharing. Sharing is caring, as I always used to teach my kids. And I think we should share. So share with me. Tell me your experiences, because I want to know exactly what this kind of thing's done to you, I know you're sponsored by Skip Rogers, but Skip pays in Skittles, so sorry about that, Ron. But yeah, I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear everything that you go through. And I think that's where I shall leave it today. I'm going to be doing videos for my YouTube channel again coming up. I will be doing top fives and all that stuff, but I'm currently working my way towards a comedy store. I'm going to tell you a little bit, use this time to plug myself and let you guys know what I'm doing. I've been working really hard. I've been attending the Lion's Den Comedy Club up in London. No problem at your road show. And spread the video if you can. Spread the video and do your own, even if it's just a voice rather than anything else. And I want each and every one of you to do that as well. So yeah, I'll let you know what I'm doing. I've been working at the Lion's Den Comedy Club doing stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy for me is very refreshing. I like to do it. I'm naturally kind of funny, apparently what people say. But I do it to kind of test out new material, because I'm prepping for the Comedy Store's big Gong show, which is happening in July the 31st. So that's 2 weeks, was it? Well, not this week, next week. So I'm excited. Well, not next week, the week after. But I'm excited. I'm excited for doing this. I'm excited. Oh, no problem, Castle of Glass. And if you haven't subbed, please sub. I'd like to, if you guys want to do more talk videos, we can do that. And but I do that, and I'm preparing for the comedy store. So I've got the Lions Den Comedy Club, comedy store. I'm going to be doing another stand-up gig at another club next week as well. And I've been doing like acting stuff. I recently did a music video for Nina Pallett, so I'm in that. No problem, Ron Meyer. And you know, if you guys want to see that, I'll post a link to that later once the video is uploaded to Vivo and MTV and all that stuff. So you're going to see my lovely mug in a video singing song lyrics. It's going to be brilliant. I'm going to be doing more acting work, and the channel is going to be going to kind of a part-time channel. Oh, thank you, Castle of Glass. I'm glad you have been. Oh, thank you, mate. That's great. That means a lot. You haven't commented before, so I like the comments. Keep going, Castle of Glass. For those who make content on YouTube, don't be discouraged. You could be helping people in the ways that you never know. Exactly. Sharing experiences. So I'm doing a lot of those, but I'm doing a lot of acting, stand-up comedy and stuff. And I have opened up a Patreon, but it's not for me. It's for my film company. It's to allow me and people like me to make video content. So I want you guys, if you can, if you've got $1 to spare, like $1 to spare, please do. Please go out there and donate. I'll leave the link for the Patreon below, and it'll also be in this little doohickey here. And if you would like to basically support that, you can do. And drop me a $1 contribution, and it goes towards me making short movies and films and stuff, and paying actors and crew and people, so that we can actually make unfiltered, so like TV and film content, and also brings me one step closer to buying that Silent Hill license. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you for everybody that shared with me today. I love you all. I want to say a great big I love you, Castle of Glass, Retro Roadshow, Rawn Mower, and Tater Tots of Tanya. I'm just going to call you Tanya because I know you by your real name. I love you too. So I love you all. You are great people, and I put your videos out there. You know, put your videos out there, and I will hopefully be watching each and every one of you. I'll leave. What I will do is I'll create a little playlist. I'll have my video. Leave your videos on my timeline. Either leave a video at the bottom here in the comments section, or go to my Facebook page or Twitter, Michael Burhan on Twitter, or Michael Burhan Actor on Facebook, or if you've got my personal page, leave it on there, and we'll go from there. And yeah, just to let you know, guys, thank you very much for this, and I love you all dearly, and make sure you share, make sure you talk about this, and let's be open, because the more open we are, the more we can enlighten people on what this actually is. So, it's time for catchphrase time, I think. This has been Michael Burhan for nerdgenius.com, and also for each and every one of you lovely people for this live stream, saying that we've got gameplay. Have you?